Alright, hello everybody, this is Zacharias. We are back again with more of Avadon the Black Fortress. We finally made it to the Raza Pits here. We talked to Monitor Shigaz. We're going to explore the area a little bit before we continue with the hunt. As we leave Shigaz's camp, Shima starts looking around cautiously. He seems unusually nervous. What is wrong? We are going farther west, closer to Hoklanda. I'm in exile. It makes me worried. What will happen to you if you return to Hoklanda? Nothing. I am a hand of Avadon. None would dare raise a hand against me. But, then again, that is where my enemy is. But what are you looking for? The Honored Forge. That clan is the enemy of my family, and of me. If they learn I am close, they might be tempted to finish the job they started. So I will be watchful. Well, we shall stay alert. Of course, I am never anything else. I have lost too many people close to me to be otherwise. And then he shakes his head and is silent. Okay. As you carefully thread your way down one of Barathawood's winding paths, you realize that someone is following you. It's not hard. He is running, breathing hard, and making no effort to conceal himself. Then he starts to catch up with you, and you see that he wears the garb of a shadow walker, which is odd considering how stealthy he isn't being. It is a wayfarer, and he pants heavily as he runs up to you. The wayfarer says, I missed you before. I arrived at Castle Vebo too late to find you. Happily, your tracks were easy to follow. I wish that you had missed me. Your insult is barely noticed, and yet here I am. Though you might not wish it to be so, we have business, you and I. The papers in the Titan Fortress, were you able to find and destroy them, as I asked? Why, again, did you wish them to be destroyed? The wayfarer smiles enigmatically, his poise slowly returning. Because someone offered a payment for it to be done. That is all. I did not destroy them. The wayfarer lets out an irritated sigh. You will never gain wealth and influence like that. You think Redbeard's missions will provide you power and security? No, it is how you use the power that Avadon gives you that matters. But no matter. I have another opportunity, a chance to make a fair sum for a moment's work. I don't want any more offers of work from you. Leave me. He opens his mouth and starts to speak. Then he gives you an ugly grin. Well, I was not raised to go where I wasn't wanted. You are clearly a loyal servant of Avadon. Propriety and all that. I will offer you no more work. At least, not the minor trifles I have troubled you up with to now. Don't contact me again. Oh, don't say that. There will come a time very soon where you will want to hear everything I have to say. Until then, I go where I will, Hand of Avadon. Before you can ask him to elaborate, he is gone. He turns and walks quickly into the trees. When you step through the concealed passage, you're immediately surrounded by a thick miasma of foul odors. Sweat, rotting garbage, burning meat. You can't be sure who lives ahead, but this smells an awful lot like the ogre warrens of the Jareth Deeps. Ogres have a smell all their own, the reek of filth and neglect. Okay, got some pit ogres here. Now, I know we should probably go right to Shigaz, but I do trust the game to maybe have dialogue that to not go to this area without Shigaz. So, yeah, there is that. Steel broadsword, we don't really need that. I'll pick an elixir of speed, though. There was a crude altar in the cave to the south. Actually, it wasn't crude once. It was lovely and marble. Then the ogres broke it loose from wherever it was before and dragged it here. Now it is crumbling, tilted to one side, and covered with gruesome stains. A huge ogre shaman stands behind the altar. He wields a bloody dagger in one hand and a horn in the other. Several thugs stand behind him. When you enter, he points at you and roars, "Roar! The intruder! Seize the little creature and bring it to my altar!" I do love that this Terrify is pretty effective, at least, when you have the Blade Master do it. Okay, so this fight is a little bit more harder than I expected. Alright, we got one of them dead at least. You want Nathalie, you have to earn it, fool. Beastmaster's Jerkin requires a shaman. So we can save that for Janelle and see if she will get any benefit from it. Okay, so that wasn't really a lengthy dungeon, but it still has some stuff. Or has a tough enough fight. There are several woodsmen sitting around this fire, dirty, scowling, heavily armed woodsmen. Along with hatchets and saws, they also have a variety of blades and bows, all of them close at hand. When you get close, they inspect you. One of them grumbles. "We are comfortable here, soldier, and breaking no laws. You can move on now. What are you doing out here?" The man who spoke for the group continues to do so. He points to the south. "Our yard is there. We spend our days cutting down trees, sawing them into boards, carting them west and east. We work the woods, nothing else. Why are you all armed?" The woodsman snorts. "Have you seen all the brigands out here, and lizards, and giant spiders? We want to earn our bread, and we don't want to get killed doing it. I'd like to know something about these woods. It has trees. We want to cut them down. That's all we know. I will leave you then." The woodsman nods. "Much appreciated. We meant no offense. We only want to keep to ourselves." Then he turns away. Doesn't seem to be anything else to do here. You enter a large clearing. There is a tower in the center. It is short, squat, and made from huge, rough logs. Construction materials and beds full of fresh herbs surround the structure. It is eerily cool and quiet in this clearing, and still. Nobody is visible. There are large, sticky clumps of web stuck to the walls of the tower, but no other clues to whom you might find inside. Okay, well, if that group over there wants us to leave them alone, we should respect that. Okay, so let's go ahead and just begin the hunt. We can do other quests later. Actually, let's go ahead and turn in that one for Commander Peveril. And then we can just go ahead and do the Shigaz hunt. We'll worry about clearing the other quests later. I found the tribe of ogres you told me about. They are gone. You tell Peveril the tale. He is pleased. Your reward, however, is strangely plain. A copper ring, heavily tarnished. Do not be deceived by the plainness of that bit of jewelry. It is too ugly to be openly worn by a servant of this fortress. But it contains powerful magic. Is there anything else I can do for you? He looks for the papers on his desk. Not at this point. Give me some time to find a task equal to your skills. Come and ask me later. We could give it to... Let's give it to Nathalie, since I think she'll get some more benefit out of it. Oh, that is kind of a mediocre reward, but then again, that quest took, like, not much time at all. You know what? Let's go ahead and help Shigaz with this hunt. We can do the other exploring later. I mean, if I went too far and it told me that I should go back for Shigaz, I mean, I probably could do that. Ooh. Oh, no, this was the wrong area. Bandit Woods. I'm ready to begin the hunt. Are you sure? Once the Shadow Walker acts, it is with speed and lethal intent. Things will move very quickly. Let's go. Shigaz rises and kicks dirt over his small fire. He has few weapons and supplies to gather. And we are off. Stay close, be ready. It is time at last. He strides off to the north. Shigaz bends down and closely inspects this totem, only recently placed, a fresh trophy. However, these are ogre markings. They must be hiding near here. Not our targets. Let us move on. He leaves, continuing to the north. Well, we already just slayed them anyway, so... Monarch Shigaz fearlessly approaches the group of woodsmen sitting around this fire. Dirty, scowling, heavily armed woodsmen, along with hatchets and saws. They also have a variety of blades and bows, all of them close at hand. Something about them makes Shigaz suspicious. He immediately starts to question them. Who they are, what they are doing here, and, most importantly, why they are so armed. The woodsmen, all from Kalimdoriel, bristle at this questioning. The conversation rapidly becomes heated. Shigaz and the woodsmen stare at each other grimly across the fire. Then Shigaz seems to notice something. He points at a glove on the hand of one of the burly men. Blood. Everyone turns and looks at the woodsman's leather glove. It has a long slash on the back and is heavily stained with dry blood. However, the man's hand is unharmed. He snorts, suddenly nervous. What? Cut myself with an axe. Happens out here. We work hard. Not that a Hoklanen would understand. Their leader steps forward. We have to work to feed our families. We need to go. We can't waste any more time. Shigaz pulls out a pouch. He shakes it and you can hear the coins jingle inside. Simply return with me to Castle Vebo. Only a day's journey, and once you have the answer the questions of the Kellum there, I will pay you far more than you would have earned. It is a fair offer, and I... But then the armed men draw their weapons and jump to their feet. They are not innocent woodsmen after all. You have little time before they attack to wonder what happened to the owners of this camp. You doubt that it was pleasant. Ah, so they were brigands after all. Father Shigaz looks at the ruined camp. Thugs and killers, that is all they are. And yet, this was only a small group. We still need to find their hideout. He leaves to the south. Shima watches the woods as you pass. He seems dissatisfied. He whispers to you, "This assault, it is not properly done." What do you mean? He speaks very quietly. Shigaz is a strong warrior. He is patient and diplomatic, but skill as a shadow walker, it will stay very alert. What's he doing wrong? Moving too far out in the open, not enough reconnaissance. Not quite enough. I will show some restraint in my criticism. We shall see what happens. Perhaps there is no need to worry. He walks on silently. Monitor Shigaz looks around this nondescript glade. Then he checks to make sure that you are still behind him. Keep close. I have already searched this area well, but I was waiting to explore the next area until I had your support. He continues to the south. The Browser Woods is constantly patrolled by brave woodsmen who look for safe areas to set up camp, cut down trees, and carry out wood for Hoklanda and Kalimdario. Several such workers had a large encampment here. However, they were forced to abandon it at least a year ago. Several of the buildings have collapsed and refuse and signs of animal infestation are everywhere. Monarch Shigaz inspects the abandoned logging camp. He sniffs the air. He kneels and looks at the tracks on the ground. He opens the door of the sole intact building and peeks inside. Finally closing the door behind him, he turns to you. Cruelly abandoned. Only rats here live here now. Come on, we are fast running out of places to search. Naphtali walks through the woods, strangely pleased with herself. It is odd, considering that the bandits she is hunting are from Kalimdario. She looks over at you. A good day for hunting, yes? And you aren't bothered by our target? Of course not. There are some loyal patriots in my homeland who refuse to hunt Kelim, no matter how coarse and criminal they are. But me? They are brigands and scum, and I see them as my rightful prey. She walks on, humming very quietly to herself. Monarch Shigaz looks around this remote valley. There don't seem to be any tracks, but a ruined cart catches his attention. Interesting, he says. Weathered by the sun and rain. True, but not like I would expect. He walks to the south. Shigaz stops at the cliff wall. He raps it with a mailed knuckle, listens carefully, smiles, and begins to search the stone. It doesn't take long for him to find what he is after. He pushes in a stone outcropping and a section of the wall slides away. He turns to you, unable to conceal a grin. Well, Xander, we are here. No guards, we are unexpected. You and I can strike quickly, with the advantage of surprise. But Xander, only you and I, no others. What? I want a very small force for this. You and me. All of your companions must stay behind. Shima nods. I do not like turning away from a fight, but I will respect a fellow Shadow Walker's wishes. Naphtali is disgusted. What? You don't trust me, Shigaz? Well, I would rather die than spend yet more time riding in Avadon while others get to fight. Why? Shigaz looks embarrassed. I would not say, at least not at this point. However, I will not be dissuaded. I am a hand of Avadon. I choose who fights at my side. But I believe your orders are clear. I am in command of this assault, and I decide how it proceeds. I'm sure Redbeard told you something similar. I will not continue then. But you must. It is Redbeard's command. And if you let me die, he will not be pleased. Enough chat. Hurry. Then he turns and walks through the gap. A moment later, he has slipped down the stairs, not making a sound. Really? I have to do this on my own? Or... Shima says it is Shigaz's right to choose how large his force should be, but I feel that his decision is unwise. Shadow Walker or no, good luck to you. And please, if you see anyone from the cursed Honored Forge clan, I need to know. He nods, turns, and climbs the stairs. I wonder if that is the reason why Shigaz made this decision. Being sent home before the fighting starts leaves Nathalie so angry that she can barely talk. She nods to you and climbs back up the stairs. She doesn't even honor Shigaz with a glance. I'll definitely bring them back, though, to complete the other quest. Monitor Shigaz is waiting for you in the shadows of the crew's storeroom. Piles of stolen food and supplies are everywhere. He turns to you. I must apologize. I did not wish to send your companions away, but I feel that I had no choice. It was an unwise decision. This may be true. They are skilled and experienced, after all. However, as strong as they are, their loyalty might be questioned. What do you mean? I am not a fool. After hunting down the Drake, I learned all I could of you and your friends. Their loyalty and reliability have all been questionable at times, and yet they were all gathered in one place. Very odd. But no matter, it can be pondered later. He looks at the closed gate to the east. Let us go north. That seems to be our only choice. He walks quickly, staying in the shadows. When he is still, he is almost invisible. Monitor Shigaz stops at the entry to the room to the north and holds up a hand. He says, clumsy. For a moment, you aren't sure what he is referring to. Then the bandits step out of their hiding places. It is an ambush, but Shigaz doesn't seem at all frightened. Alright, well, if I'm gonna have only my main guy, Xander, here fighting, then we'll make sure he's boosted as much as possible. Fortunately, they aren't overwhelmingly strong, so that's a good thing. Shigaz looks at the closed gate to the east. Unfortunate. It blocks our path, but at least it means that none of the thugs were able to run and alert their fellows. We will need to double back and look for a different route in. He leads to the south. Oh, I am gonna loot up, though, since he didn't allow me to bring my friends along. Oh, I'm very suspicious if the Honored Forge is involved, if he especially didn't want, like, companions around. Monitor Shigaz looks to the east. The gate that was closed before is now open. Then he looks at the door at the top of the stairs. It is closed and held shut with a padlock. The lock glows slightly and is covered with runes. Shigaz says several words of an adult nature meant to clearly convey his annoyance. A trap. Certainly not the sort I expected. What sort of trap? That padlock isn't real. It's a work of pure magic. I don't know what caused it to appear. It will fade in time, but that will take longer than we have. How can we get that lock open? Assuming we don't want to stare at it for several hours while the bandits hunt us down, we need to find its maker. He or she will probably have some sort of key or way to dispel it. Did the bandits know we are here? Doubtful. I think this was just a trap. If they knew of our presence, we would have been cornered and charged by now. What should we do? Monitor Shigaz looks at the open gate to the east and sighs. We walk into the obvious ambush. Doesn't that worry you? No, I am now looking forward to it. Come on, Xander. Let's show them that they have locked themselves in with a nightmare. He walks to the east. The path soon ends in another portcullis. This one closed. It's an old, rusty thing. It looks like you could easily bend or dislodge one of the bars, making a hole big enough to climb through. Monitor Shigaz walks up to it and lightly raps a few of the bars with his knuckle. When he strikes the third one, the passage suddenly grows very warm. 3 angry-looking red runes suddenly appear on the crossbars of the gate. Run! Even before the word passes your lips, Shigaz is turning to run. Several searing balls of fire flow out of the gate. Twisting, he avoids most of them, but one of them strikes the side of his arm. When you get close to Shigaz, he waves you away. He starts to stagger away from the gate, stumbling toward a corner of the passage. Shigaz gently lowers himself to the floor, partly concealed by a large barrel, and inspects the wound. There's a nasty burn and at least a few broken ribs. He can move, slowly and with great pain, but fighting is out of the question. He engages in a low, gasping bout of swearing, cursing the traps, whatever mage is in the brigand's hire, and its own carelessness. Overconfident. I thought, with the hand here, I was clumsy. A disgrace to Shadow Walkers. Perhaps I can heal you. You could ease my pain, help a little, but I can't fight. Not for a while. We need to escape. What was that? Trap. Another trap. A mage helped the brigands. Probably still here, with our luck. Was there a way around that trap? No, had to be set off. But could have done it a safer way. I admit I am not as skilled as some. What now? Shigaz looks over at the gate. The explosion knocks several bars loose, making it possible to slip through. You are a hand. You are strong enough. They are only brigands. I will hide here. Go. Finish our task. Any advice? Think like the Shadow Walker. Hide. Stay in the shadows. They're sure to have patrols. Avoid them. Look for a way to slip farther in unseen. Wait here. I will be back soon. He nods. You are a hand of Avadon. I know. Know you can save us. I will hide here. Hurry. Find a way out. With great discomfort, he slides under one of the barrels. It's not a very good hiding place, but it might keep him concealed for long enough to buy you some time. Oh, this is just great. You emerge into a large cavern full of mist. To the north, you see a lake, and beyond that, you see the bandits. They have built a small fortification at the north end of this huge cave. Most of the brigands are camped directly in front of it, a lot of them armed and drunk. You can hear their singing and carousing from here. Alas, they are not too drunk to overwhelm you should they detect your presence. As you watch, they send scouts to the south, circling around the lake and watching for intruders. Happily, the sentries stop before they reach you here. Most of the enemy stays at the front gates of their lair. Entering through the front promises to be very dangerous. The cavern you are in stretches out of sight to the northeast. There appear to be fewer guards in that direction. I like how I have to do this without my companions now because of how this, so I have to fight these people on my own. You circle around the east side of the large cavern. To the north, a cramped tunnel leads into the darkness away from the brigands. As you scout out the tunnel, for a moment you think you can see movement in the shadows. Someone watching you. Then there is a flash of movement, and whoever it was there is gone. This camp cavern is full of shadows. When you get close to one of the shadows, it begins to move on its own. Hochlandon, swathed in black robes and wielding a long, curved blade, slides out of a crack in the wall. He nods to you. You are no brigand. I have been watching you, and I can tell. I mean you no harm. In fact, I think we are allied. I am Harua of the Honored Forge, a shadow walker of the Hochlandons. I am Xander, a hand of Avadon. That raises Harua's eyebrows. I heard rumors that hands were coming to these woods. It is true, but I did not expect to meet you. I have admiration for your kind. Did you say you were of the Honored Forge? I knew it. Harua goes from relief to concern in a spaceman instant. He steps out of the shadow slightly, and you can see that he is no neophyte. He is over 30, the veteran of many missions, and his blade and razor disc show the signs of years of lethal use. Yes, my clan is the Honored Forge. One of the most honored and honorable of the Hochlandon clans. Why do you ask? I have a companion named Shima Three-Spear. Harua Honor Forge nods slowly. I am familiar with the name. I will not deny it. I am sure he has a grudge against me, and we can address it in due time. For now, however, I suggest that we set aside any differences and deal with the brigands that surround us. I came here with a shadow walker named Shigaz. He is wounded. You tell Harua the tale of your rival. I sympathize. Shigaz sounds like he has behaved with honor. But one should have been sent who can recognize and bypass magical traps. He is correct that you need to find a way to escape, and quickly. However, to escape, you will need the key to the trap on the entryway. Alas, only the leader of the bandits is likely to have it. Can you go help Shigaz? I regret to say that I have orders and I must follow them. I would love nothing more than to help my brother, but first, I must kill the mad cultist who commands these bandits. Tell me about their leader. I've caught but one glimpse of him. When he emerged to bark orders at his servant, he came out swathed in robes. Not a mage, however, one of the pack's many secretive cultists. Still skilled in magic, of course, and dangerous, though I am sure not a threat to a hand of Avadon. How can you help me? With palpable regret, Harua removes the key from his pouch and hands it to you. Believe me when I say that this was very difficult for me to obtain, and the thug I stole it from spent long, painful hours in the stocks. Go west from here and that key will help you to slip into the band's lair unnoticed. Once inside, I suggest you not go south. That is where most of the guards are. Will you accompany me? I work alone. I only ever work alone. However, if you die, I promise to take full advantage of the chaos your final battle causes to avenge you. Why have you come here? I've been instructed to say little about my purpose, as the politics are dangerous. However, as you are a hand of Avadon, I think there are a few things I can say. What can you say? The Hochlandons have borne the insult to these bandits of Kalimdario for too long. Perhaps if their leader woke up dead one morning, the others might consider moving on to new targets. Avadon agrees with this estimation. They approved of finding a skilled shadow walker to infiltrate their lair and remove the source of conflict. And so you were selected. The Honored Forge, whether you're aware it or not, is very close to Redbeard and to the Black Fortress. Tell me about the bandit lair. You have already seen most of it, and in my time here, I've seen little that you have not spied already. I know that their main base is to the west and that you might wish not to go north. How long have you been here? I've been inside this complex using this crack as my base for 4 days. I was planning to wait and watch 4 more days before acting. Such caution and patience are the keys to success. Tell me about their main base. The only entrance to it I have found that is not well guarded is down the corridor to the west. Once inside, an infiltrator would have to work his way north, and quickly. What is to the north? An old Drake. The brigands give it me and it leaves them alone. There is no concealed entrance back there. Unless you are particularly foolhardy and bloodthirsty, you might avoid that area. What should we do now? I work alone. I only work alone. You won't fight with the Hand of Avadon? I already do the work of Avadon, though I am no hand. I will do that work in my own way and in my own time. I will continue my assault. The Royal Honor Forge nods. I wish you the best of luck, and I hope that your need for haste does not doom your efforts. Should the leader of the bandits fall, I will do my best to aid your friend. At last, we slip into the lair of the brigands. It is far nicer than most such lairs. They have been here for some time, settling in and getting comfortable. The delicious smell of stew hangs in the corridors. A rune has been etched into the floor here. Right now, it is only a symbol. It hasn't been enchanted with defensive magic yet, but you walk around it carefully all the same. This is a dangerous and well-prepared band of miscreants. If you can't break them now, they will only grow stronger. You know what? I'll do that too. Alright, come on. Okay, took care of them. Man, can you imagine just going on your own with when your main character is a sorceress? You would have to heal so much. At least Xander can tank. Ah, nice try using the charm. It doesn't work on a individual character. Get back here. Quit backing away. Get out of here with that. Yeah, get out of here with that. $90 lockpicks just to get that? Wow. There's an old Kellerman standing in this workshop. His back to you. He wears a set of old, threadbare mage's robes, but he has modified them extensively. Strange designs and random arrangements of rooms have been laboriously sewn into them. Then he turns, giving you a good look at his pale, worn face and his mad eyes. Ah, he says, what a pleasure. A visitor. Come to see Audric, yes? A supplicant? One who wishes to join us? I am Xander, and I have not come to help you. Yes, Xander, you are no ally of ours. I can see the blood in your eyes, and... He sniffs. Yes, I smell it in the air. Blood liberated from my servants, I suppose. And now you are before me, in the heart of the circle of the deepest earth. The circle of the deepest earth? What? You have not heard of us? I do so wish I had time to tell you the truth. The existence of the deep spirits that bear all knowledge, the need for death, the closeness that gives us enlightenment, the transcendence of a really, really nice stalactite. No, you're probably more concerned about our providers and their activities. Well, I'm very interested in your providers. Yes, as we dig deeper, gaining proximity to the holders of ultimate wisdom, we need food, supplies, and protection. Certain thuggish Kellum are eager to help us. In return, I protect them, and... He pauses. Oh, these arrangements are most tedious to describe. I'm sure you can fill in the details. More interesting, I think, is the punishment you will suffer for your intrusion, blasphemy, and so on. Die, crazy person. There comes a time when further banter is just irritating. You've raised your weapon. What? Audric cries. We fight already? You show no appreciation for the drama of such things. Now face my powers, given to me by the deep earth. He raises his hand and starts to cast a spell. Wispy, insubstantial forms start to appear on the magic circles. A shade appears on one of the circles, immediately starts to moan. It does nothing else. At first, the deep low keening is only an irritation. As time passes, however, it gets more and more distracting. The outgoing home of the shade in the circle finally starts to affect you. You find it extremely difficult to concentrate. Everything beyond the simplest blows and defensive moves becomes impossible. You hear shouting coming from nearby. Some of the brigands have heard the battle and they are coming to investigate. Osric casts a spell and several tottering skeletons appear on the magic circles. They come tottering after you, but they start falling apart pretty much the moment they start to move. Oh. He negates my ability. That's pretty interesting. Fortunately, we have stuff to back us up with that. The echoing hum of the shade in the circle finally starts to... I already know that. The cultist Osric falls to the floor, mortally wounded. He gasps, "Spirits of the deep earth, save me! Destroy the intruders! Show the enlightened!" None of these things happen. He dies and the remains of all his constructs fade away. You take a silver necklace from the body. A delicately carved crystal key hangs from it. The victory should break the spirit of the bandits here. Once you have rescued Shigaz, you can report your victory back to Castle Vebo. I also need to get to a point where I need to save too. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, I need to save here. Come on, die, fool, so I can save. Die, fool, so I can save. Okay, we could probably explore this dungeon later if we wanted to, but let's just get this stuff. Staff of the Sorceress. And let's just go ahead and save the game right here. And I'll see you all soon with the next part of Let's Play.